And we're back. Today you're going to learn programming in VEX Robotics. Before we learn programming, we need to learn about parts that every robot needs. First is the brain. This is where you plug in motors and store your code. Next is the battery, which turns on your brain. Batteries are accompanied by this wire to plug the battery into the brain. Next is the sensor. This is needed to wirelessly use the controller. You must also plug this into the brain. Next is the motor. This is what allows your robot to move. Last is the Ethernet cable. You use this to connect all of your motors or sensors to the brain. Now that we know what must be on every robot, we can start coding. This is the website that we're going to use to program our robots. It's called VEX V5. Right here, the file button will show you making a new blocks project, making a new text project, which is either Python or C++. It will also allow you to open other projects that you've made, and you can open examples that are already made. Next is tools. If you go to tools, then hardware, you can reinstall your brain firmware, you can reset your Python code, you can update your brain here, and this is where you go to change your team number, because at the competition, if your team number isn't correct, then you will have to go back and change it before you can get it inspected. Now, if you need more practice, there's a tutorials button where you can learn more stuff. And to connect your brain, you will go to the brain button, click connect via USB, continue, and then a window will pop up and you would pretty much click the first option. Now, to do this, you're gonna need to connect your USB cable to your brain or controller and then connect it to your computer, and then it would show up. Now, next is the slot button. Sometimes there will already be programs on your brain. Now, if there is, you should click on the slot button and put it in a different slot so it doesn't remove code that's already been made. And always remember to name your project. Just click on VEX Code Project and you can rename it. Now, the actual setup part, click on this button right here. It will lead you to devices. This is where you go to add all your motors and your controller. Now for drivetrain, if it uses 2 motors, click on this 2 motor button. If it uses 4, click on 4 motors. Now you also select your left motors and your right motors. If you don't know what port everything is on, then just look at your brain, look at where the wire is connected to. Next I'll say select device option. You don't really have to worry about these unless you're using any of these. Then you would have to add a new device. If you want 2 motors to move at the same time, you click on motor group, select the ports. Now, if one way goes up, you can rename it to up to make it easier. And if one goes down, you can rename it to down. Then if you want to add a different motor, you can just, once again, select the port, click on motor, select the port. And finally, the last thing you would need to add is the controller. Now, you can program the buttons straight from this controller, or you can just code your own buttons manually. But this is where you go to select the drivetrain, just click on the joystick and it will show you different ways that the robot can move. Now, this way is drive forward and backwards with the left and drive left and right with the right. If you also click on any other button, it'll let you change the button for your other motors. Now we can make this motor 7, make this motor group. And after this, you have officially made your drive program. If you want to add more buttons, you can come to the side, click on controller, and move over this one controller button. You can change which button it is. You can add what you want it to do if it's pressed or released. Next is controller axis. If you look at the controller, there's numbers on it. On the left side, you'll see, I believe, 1 and 2, and the other side will be 3 and 4. It will show you what the axis means. It's gonna say the number and then a direction, either up and down or left and right. Now next, if you're programming your autonomous, you can go to drivetrain. You can change the velocity of everything to 100%. You can change your drive velocity, your turn. Click on motion right here. These are for your motors. You can change your motor velocity for either the motor group or the additional motor. Now on drivetrain, you can also add buttons for your autonomous. So get rid of the 200, then put 13. Then you can click on this button and change it to inches. Same thing for turning left or right. Turn right, you can change the degrees. So you want 135, this is what you're gonna do. Now that you know how to program your autonomous and your drive, here are some tips for programming autonomous. If you want to program your autonomous, you first need to plan where you want to go and what you want to accomplish. You can do this by reading the rules. Next, when your robot is finished, you can put it on the field. It's good to use a ruler to measure how far your robot is from places that you want it to drive to. Remember, unless your autonomous just drives straight, you can't program autonomous until the robot is fully done. This is because turning is never accurate. What I mean by this is turning 90 degrees isn't always 90 degrees. Sometimes it could be 60 degrees or some other number. Finally, as a programmer, your autonomous should never just drive straight. As a programmer, you should try your best to win every autonomous win point. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, make sure to ask me.